Good morning, everybody. Buongiorno. Bonjour. I forgot. Guten Tag? No, that's thank you. Help me, Martin. What? Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, I should know that. Okay. And bom dia. Buenos dias. We're going to start this symposium. As you know, this is a scientific symposium, but it's also a commemorative symposium for Professor Dan Kleppner. And I'm going to start by asking our Vice Director of the Institute of Physics of São Carlos to give the welcome, and then we're going to have the opening remarks and go on with the science and with the excitement. So please.
Good morning, everyone. I should first of all thank and congratulate Professor Vanderlei Banhato for putting this meeting together. It has been a tremendous experience since yesterday, and I also would like to thank our distinguished guests, Professor Dan Kleppner. We're going to have the tribute tomorrow, and all the other guests that we have here. Yesterday was a tremendously special occasion for us because we have this week the welcome week for the freshmen. So usually what we try to do is to have an important scientist to give a lecture. Yesterday we had 3 important lecturers giving lectures to the freshman students. And you'll be pleased to know that yesterday we had, in addition to the freshmen students, we had students from high schools who joined us, professors and students from our institute and from other institutes in the country. But one thing which we had yesterday that we are not used to having is when you have an important occasion, you have the lecturer coming, distinguished lecturer, giving a lecture, and buzzing away because he or she is usually too busy. We are not used to have our distinguished guests sitting side by side with the students on the floor sometimes. Some of you had to sit on the floor. There was not enough space for everyone to sit. We are not used to. And I thank you very much for your generosity, for providing our students with this special moment. I guess most of them will take years, perhaps decades, to realize how important yesterday was. But for older people who have been on this road for a longer time, we do realize how important it is. Yesterday was a unique day for our institute, and we are very proud to have you all here. So, with further ado, I pass the word back to Vanderlei, and I wish you a very successful symposium.
Okay, thank you, Professor Osvaldo. Before we really start, I have to tease you with a few informations, technical informations. Okay, you all receive. We are in a campaign for saving the environment and everything. So everything is in the web. And everybody has computers, so you can log in. All the program is there, everything. But you're going to receive a little booklet with an abstract with everybody's talk. But the program is basically in this page, in case you're not carrying your computer today. So we're going to follow this. As you know, there are many talks, 30 minutes talk or 20 minutes talk. 30 minutes means 25 plus 5. Okay? It's 30, right? So give a chance for people to question you. And Gustavo and Sergio will be taking care of the time. So it seems to be tough. So I want to test. So if you have a 30 minutes talk, 25 plus 5. If you have a 20 minutes talk, 18 plus 2. Okay, now, everybody likes to eat, especially we Brazilians. Lunchtime. 3 minutes walk this way. There is a garden, a square garden, with many restaurants around. So during lunch, we hope you that groups get together and decide what they want. Okay? Normally in Brazil is a self-service in different types. Or you pay and you eat everything you want, or you pay by weight. Not weighting you, weight the food you select. Sometimes they weight you before and after, but they realize that sometimes it doesn't work so well. Okay, so lunch is a kind of by yourself, okay? You're going to go in groups, I'm going together, everybody going to go. Now, dinner. No, this we all going together. Tonight we have a dinner of Brazilian most traditional meat, which is picanha. So we all going to the rancho da picanha. And of course, what I'm going to do is organize, I'm going to give a little map, but the foreigners, we're going to leave from the hotel. So we ended the section, go back, relax, okay? I can't ask you to go walk in the beach, we don't have it here. But you can walk a little bit around, and about 8 o'clock, we pick you and take to the restaurant. Tomorrow we repeat again. Lunch, we get together, go. Tomorrow we have a banquet. Everybody from the symposium is invited. So we're going to have a banquet. It's very near the hotel. It's a club, because we can't handle 300 people in any restaurant, so they'll be there. And we're going to have a little New Orleans jazz band show before. So please, get there before. It's a band that plays as they walk around. It's very nice, so I hope this will be a present, especially for the Americans and the Europeans and the rest of us, because it's very nice. So be there by 8 o'clock tomorrow, even though it says 8:30, but try to get before. We have a poster section, because we realize that many students and many people that not going to speak maybe want to show their research. So there is a chance that during the coffee break, posters will be hanging, and there is we save it like 1 hour especially for this. Okay, we're going to have a photo group. I'm just waiting Dave New Island and Sergio Rocha to arrive so we can have a full group photo. So if I know they are already in Brazil somewhere, they're going to be here soon. So we're going to announce either before lunch or after lunch or at the end of the day, the photo, the group photo, okay? Okay, then I think I said everything I want. Is anybody has any questions about this logistic? Seems very simple, right? Okay? And if anybody needs anything, let us know. Okay? Try to have a light lunch to save for the dinner, because we organize a big dinner and you gotta consume that food, right, Bia? Okay. So now we're going to start, and I'm going to call Bill Phillips and Professor Rick Freeman to come up to the stage and start this symposium in the honor of Dan Kleppner. Thank you.
One of the great things about being a physicist is that when we get together to celebrate something, the way we celebrate is by having a symposium. What could be better than that? And this symposium, we hope, is going to be pleasing to Dan. And there's a lot of interesting stuff. And what could be more appropriate, since Dan has laid the groundwork for so many of the things that so many of us are doing. There's something else for which Dan has provided a lot of the groundwork, and that is good writing. those of us who were fortunate enough to be part of Dan's group, which Rick and I were, experienced a rather rigorous introduction to scientific writing.
I would call it trauma.
Well, trauma might be a good word. Certainly those of us who wrote theses with Dan understood something about good writing when we were done that we did not understand when we started. In my own research group, we've continued that tradition in writing papers. The process of writing papers in my group is affectionately known as paper torture. But another way in which we've, all of us, have experienced Dan's writing is through his writings in Physics Today. The reference frame articles are just wonderful gems, and a number of other things that have appeared in Physics Today have, I think, convinced all of us that that Dan really knows how to write and presents an example to all of us. And Dan, would you come up here? We have something to give you. So why don't you talk about what this is?
Okay, well, as my good friend Bill says, is that Dan always believed that writing and communicating was essentially 50%, if not more, of the scientific effort. He took that one step further in his work, in his writings in Physics Today. He decided to address questions like when should a professor retire and whether the United States should have anti-ballistic missiles and all kinds of things. And so it was when we thought about this this fall when we were putting this together, one of the things we thought would be a lasting memorial to him and to the community would some way be able to put all of this together in a form that people would be able to reference in the future. So this is the collected writings of...
This is Dan's writings from Physics Today. Almost, well, all the reference frames, almost all the articles, the letters that were written in response to the reference frame articles and the other articles, and Dan's responses to those, and it's all here in one volume. And Dan gets the first copy, and...
So it turns out these are heavy. You know, there's 148 pages worth of stuff, and pictures of B and everything, and pictures of and
pictures of
his last time he was here.
Brazilian experience.
So we were only able to bring 200 copies. We've had as many as 700 made that will be distributed for the various functions that Dan will have to tolerate in his 80th year. But so we will have enough to give out to the registered guests here for this symposium. If when you take a look at this, you would like a copy and we don't have enough here, Professor Vanderlei has agreed to be the recipient of, you send an email to him, and if we have enough at the 700 copies we had run off, then he will be able to send you one. So Dan?
This is wonderful. I've wanted to put together these articles for some time, but just haven't had a chance to do it. Now that everything is together, I can go through and correct all the errors. Anyway, I really appreciate this.
So
Thank you so much.
One comment, when you look at this, you'll see that there are several articles here that look like they were scanned and put in rather than the grab print. So Dan has been doing this for so long, 1985, that most of the early being defined as between 1985 and about 2005, Physics Today did not have the original files. The digital files. What they had were paper copies, some of which looked like they had been in a basement for a precursor to a Sandy storm. So we had to take them and we had to try to put them in the photo processors and try to correct them.
And it was sort of like that.
Yeah. And you'll see that what we did was we took out all the advertisements, so it's, anyway, by and large, it turned out well, but it was a little lesson in how much the printing industry has changed in the last 10 years.
I should explain the connection between these articles and this institution. The first reference frame that I wrote was actually written here. I was here for a little while. One evening was free. I went to a nearby restaurant and ordered a caipirinha. And there was some paper, and I started writing, and I ordered another caipirinha. And passion for precision. Yeah, that was written here, and you learn something when you write these articles. And what I learned is that caipirinha is really a terrific drink, but it always tastes better here than anywhere else. So my visits have been enriching in many ways. Anyway, I do thank you for this. It's a wonderful gift. I appreciate, and I can appreciate all the effort that went into trying to put this together. So thank you.
So Dan, congrats. Okay, now we are officially starting the symposium, and I think Gustavo, we can call the first speaker and keep the time straight, and let's go.